Right, so I gave you all the questions on these 2 pages, okay? Does anyone need me to do number 2? Does anyone need me to do number 3? Does anyone need me to do number 4? Yeah, right, okay. So number 4, sorry? Are you sure? Right, so nobody needs number 4. Right, number 5? Yeah, right, okay. So number 5 is, right, the area equals h over 2 times the first plus the last plus twice the rest. I'm not drawing out the diagram now, so so they're telling me the answer. Right, okay, sorry, h over 2 is 8 over 2 anyway. Right, the first measure is 8, the last measure is 10. Right, twice the rest, and when I say the rest, I mean add the rest of them together. So I have 12 plus 16 plus 13 plus 14 plus x, and that's it. Right, is that okay?
They give you the area.
Yeah, and they give you the answer. So you know the answer is, sorry, 656. So you know when you work all that out, you're going to get 656. Okay, so you work out what you can. So 8 over 2 is 4 anyway. Right? Yeah. I'll move myself over. Right, okay. So 8 over 2 equals 4. Right? Inside the bracket. I can add 8 and 10. 8 and 10 makes 18. Right? Okay. 2 times. Inside the bracket, right, I can add 12 and 16 makes 28. 28 and 13 makes 41. 41 and 14 makes 55. So 55 plus x. Is everyone with me inside the bracket? Is everyone okay? Right? So that's 4 bracket 18 plus, now I can multiply into this bracket by 2, can't I? 2 by 55 is 110. 2 by x is 2x. Agreed?
Yes.
And we know the answer is going to be 656. Now I can, inside in this bracket, I can add 18 and 110, can't I? 18 and 110 makes 128. Add 2x equals 656. Yeah? What I do now, what can I do with this 4 outside the bracket? What can I do? Multiply in. So 4 by 128 is a lot. Help me. 512. Okay, thanks for your help. Right. 4 by 2x is 8x. Right, equals 656. Right, build a wall. X is on one side, numbers on the other. So the 512 is moving. The 8x stays put. 656 is where you want it to be. The 512 has to come over the wall and becomes a minus 512. So you get 8x is equal to 144. Right, and then you divide by 8. So 144 divided by 8, so that means x is equal to 18, and everything's in meters, so that means meters. Is that okay? Right, so it was basically from about the second line, it was really just algebra. Right, after this line, it was just revising your algebra. So, okay. Are we done? Yeah. Right, okay. Am I doing the next one? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so the next one is number 6. Okay, so the area is equal to h over 2 times the first plus the last plus twice the rest. Okay, so the area equals the, they're not telling me what h is. H over 2, they're not telling me about, right? The first is 12, the last is 11, and twice the rest is twice 8 plus 9 plus 6 plus 5 plus 7, right? Okay, but they do tell me the answer. They do tell me when you work all of that out, you will get 325.5. Okay, 325.5, right? Sorry. So here you can multiply every single bit of this out, right, inside in the bracket, okay? So what I would suggest is that from here you type everything into the calculator and press equals. So 8, 9, 17, 23, 28, 35, that makes 70, 93,
Yeah.
right, okay? And you know the answer, 325.5. Right, here, when you multiply that into the bracket, you'll just get 93h over 2. 93 over 2h, if you like. Okay, equals 325.5. Right, what I do now, divide across by what? 93 over 2. Right, okay, you can, that's h is equal to 325.5 divided by 93 over 2. It looks ridiculous, but you can key it into the calculator. Okay, so h is equal to, what's the answer? 7. And it's in centimeters, that one. Okay?
Miss,
Yeah.
I got the right answer, but like, I labeled it as X the entire time. If I did that in the exam, I'd get it right.
Oh, you would, yeah. Yeah, X, H, Z, whatever letter you want. Okay, is that right? Okay, number 7 is the next one. Am I doing it? Yeah. Okay. Am I going to take this away, or are you still writing? Going, gone? Right, okay, number 7, so, right, again, the area is equal to h over 2 times the first plus the last plus twice the rest. Okay, so fill in what you can. So h is 6 over 2. The first is 7, the last is x, and twice the rest is twice all the rest of them added together. So that would be 8 plus 10 plus 11 plus 13 plus 15. Okay, so as I say, do what you can, right? Well, you can definitely do 6 over 2. What's 6 over 2? 3, right? In here, you can't add the 7 and the x, so I'll just have to write them down. But I can sort out this bracket. I can add everything in the bracket and multiply my answer by 2. So 8, that's 18, that's 29, that's 42, that's 57, multiplied by 2, 114. Okay. So then inside in the bracket, I can add 7 and 114, so that's 121 plus x. Okay, sorry, I forgot to say, I know the answer equals, so it equals 399. So you know when you worked it out, they told me it worked out to be 399. So multiply into that bracket, that's 363 plus x equals 399. So I'm thinking I've gone wrong somewhere.
No, I got so
X equals 399. Right, x is on one side, numbers on the other, so the 363 comes over, 363, and that is x is equal to 36 meters. Okay. I was just thinking I was wrong, because from the diagram it doesn't, it looks like it's shorter than some of them. Oh, I have gone wrong somewhere. Look, when I multiplied in by the 3, I get 363 and 3x, don't I? I forgot to multiply the x by the 3. So that's 3x would be 36. So then that means x is equal to 36 over 3, which means x is equal to 12. So now I know I'm right. Okay? I knew I made a mistake. Right? Is that okay? Right. Will I do tolerance or not? Yeah, I better not leave out too many. Right. Actually, I'm going to go back. I'm going to finish it. Am I? I'm thinking out loud. I think we're going to look at section 18.6, okay? And there's just harder questions in there, and I'm going to leave out the really hard ones, okay? So I am going to do a few of them because they're like exam questions, okay? So I'm going to go back to 18.6, which is practical problems, okay? So we'll do a few together, and then I'll give you a few too, okay?
Is there notes?
No, there's no new notes because there's nothing new here, right? There's nothing new here. They're just harder questions, right? Okay? And they're more like exam questions, so that's why we're doing them, right? Cone A has a radius R and a height H, right? Cone B has a radius 2R and a height 2H, right? So listen, I love a picture, right? To me, a picture tells 1,000 words. Okay, so here's cone A, right? Zoom out, yeah. Do you take this down? Yeah, do you know, you can take it down as an example into your notes copy. Listen to me for a minute though, right? Okay, so this is cone A, right? Listen to me and I'll leave you write it down. I think you'll get more out of just listening to what's going on. Then cone B, right? Okay, it says, so this is cone B over here. Cone B has a radius of 2R and a height of 2H. Is that okay? Then it says find the ratio volume of cone A is to cone B. So I have to get the volume of this cone, which is 1/3 pi r squared h. I have to get the volume of this cone, which is 1/3 pi r squared h. And I have to do the ratio. So I have to do one is to the other. You know the ratio, you do the colon between them. Or you can write them as a fraction, either or. Right, can anyone spot anything I can do straight away? There's a pi at each side, isn't there? Knock it off. There's also something else at each pi. That now, the r over here and the h refer to the r and h that and the r and h that, which are not the same. But there's something else that's same. 1/3. There's 1/3 at each side. Now, if you don't knock it off, it'll still work out fine for you. But just so you know, you can knock it off because it's at each side. So here, the radius is r and the height is h. Right? Over here, what's the radius? 2r, isn't it? So it's 2r to be squared multiplied by what? Multiplied by 2h, because h is 2h. Is that right? Okay. So then here I have r squared h over this side, square 2r. 4r squared. You have to square the number, which is 4, square the letter, that, and you need to multiply that by 2h. So that's r squared h is 2. 4 by 2 is 8 r squared h. Right? Now the r and the h are the same because you filled in that, so I can knock that off and I can knock that off. Now I can't have nothing left over here, so when there's nothing left, what do I put in? 1. There's a 1 understood to be there, so that's 1 is to 8, and that's your answer. So do you want to write that down as example 1, and we'll say it's page 508, question 1. So put page 508, question 1, just in case you're wondering where all the information is coming from. Okay, so page 508, question 1. Sorry, yeah. So what I need to do, I think, is this. Yeah.
So will it be easy ones like that coming up with a test?
Yeah, straightforward ones like that. Okay, even though this is in the harder question section, it wasn't too hard, sure it wasn't. Okay, so there'll be a few straightforward ones. Find the volume of this shape, find the volume of that shape, right? But then I'm going to put in a few with a little bit extra in there as well. But remember, even if you can't finish it out, there is no reason why you can't write down the formula for the volume of a cone, right? There's no reason why you can't, fill in some stuff into a formula, okay? So, yeah. Do you need a log table? Yes, you do. Do you have your log tables? Right, okay. What I'll do is I have a few copies of log tables here, and if you have a log table, bring it in, and if not, I'll put up the page or whatever on the camera. Right. Sorry? Oh yes, you're all going to be elsewhere for exams. You need your log table, so right. Okay, who doesn't have any? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there more? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. Okay, I have 4 log tables. Okay, so what will what? Yeah, I'll sort it. Right. Okay. I'll give you come here to get a log table before the exam.
How did you cross out or series and page and then leave it as one?
Yeah, because it's like x on its own. If you had x on its own, that's actually 1x. So r squared h is actually 1 r squared h. Right? Okay?
What's like the name of this?
They're just harder problems. Yeah, it's like the section, what do they call the section when in the book they said practical problems, they call it practical problems. Okay, but there's no new information. We have no new information here. It's just using what we know to do harder problems. I'd call them harder problems. Okay, will we have a look at question 2? Since you're all muttering, that means you must have it down. Or you could just chat away there and ignore me. Right, okay, let's look at number 2. Okay. You want this back for a minute? Yeah, sorry. Oh, here. Why did I do that? Right, are we good? Right, okay. Number 2 then, so reads. Let's read it first and then I'll transfer the information onto my board, okay? So number 2, I'll load up there for you. Right, okay. So 2 solid cones of equal height. Okay, so stop there, right? I have a cone here and I have a cone here, and they tell me they're equal heights. So this is, we'll just say this has a height h, this also has a height h, and it's the same h, right? Yeah, so it's the same h, right? Okay, you might be better off not seeing that cone, it's terrible. Right, okay. Right. So they both have the same height, so I'll take that away a minute, read some more. They have the lengths of the radii and their bases in the ratio 1:2. So the ratios are 1:2, right? So what's that mean? Sorry, radii are in the ratio 1:2. So
Radius.
radius, yeah. Can anyone put that into everyday language for me?
Like
The radius here is what? It's double what it is here, isn't it? Right? So if I said the radius here was r, no, that wouldn't be double it. What would double it be? 2r, wouldn't it? So the radius here would be 2r, right? Okay? So it's double it. So if it was 4 here, it'd be 8 here. If it was 2 here, it'd be 4 here, right? Okay, if it's r here, it's 2 times r. 2 times the number, right? Okay? Sorry?
If it says 1:3, do you multiply it by 3 then?
Yeah, so it'd be r and 3r. Right. Okay? Right, then it says find the ratio of their volumes. So I want to get the volume here, which is 1/3 pi r squared h. And I want to get the volume here, which is 1/3 pi r squared h. And we want a ratio again. So that means is to the colon in the middle. Right? Okay? So let's go from here, see what we can do. Okay? Yeah. This is example 2, and it's page 508 again. Example 2, page 508, question 2. Okay? Are we all with me? Right. Next step, what can I do?
Cancel off the pi.
Cancel off the pies. What else could I cancel off? What's the same? 1/3 is the same at each side, so I can knock that off. You can knock off the h's as well. Very good. Why can I knock off the h's? Because they're the same. They told me in the question the h's were the same. Okay? Over here, I'm putting in r. But over here, instead of r, what am I going to put in? 2r. So that's 2r all to be squared, isn't it? What's 2r all to be squared? What's 2? No, it's not 2r squared. It's 4r squared, isn't it? You have to square the number and square the letter. So square 2 is 2 by 2 is 4, square the letter r squared. Right? Okay? Now, those r's are the same now. So what can I do now? Knock off the r squares, right? But I can't have nothing left here. So what's over here? 1:4 is your answer. Is that okay?
What's the 1:2 mean instead?
The ratios, they told me, the information they told me in the question was the ratios were in 1:2. So I just wrote that down there before I wrote in r and 2r. Okay? Right? Will I give you a minute to start number 3 yourselves, and then we'll take it from. I'll give you a few minutes and then I'll finish it off or correct it. Okay? Yes, you can. Right? 2 solid cylinders, right? A and B. Express the volume of each cylinder in terms of pi. So pi r squared h, get it for that one. Pi r squared h, get it for that one. In terms of pi means don't multiply out the pi's. Right? Now find in the form 1:n, so you have to find the ratio. Something is to something. Right? The volume is to the volume. But then you have to do the curved surface area. So remember, the curved surface area is 2 pi RH. That's the formula. So you're going to need formulas there. You're going to need the volume is pi r squared h. You'll need that for part 1. And for part 2, you'll need the curved surface area, which is 2 pi r h. Okay, so I'll leave that with you there for a minute. Can you read the question and stuff? Yeah.
Did you zoom in a minute?
Zoom in another bit.
Yeah. When you lift up the thing, just a tiny bit, just to see the reading. Oh yeah, thank you.
Right. Okay. So zoom in another bit. Yeah. Am I good? Yeah. I just move it over now. I have to position it. Right. Am I good?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
O, and they say ratio A is to B, girls. Just be aware that A is second and B is first, right? They're right meanings. But all you have to do is turn your answer backwards. Say that again. Sorry, I'm not sure about the question. Who's asking it? Yeah. In pi. Yeah. Yeah. Probably. I'll tell you in a minute. Yeah.
But it'll be okay in a few minutes.
No units for ratio. It's just 1:2, 1:3, whatever. Yes.
When I got the answers of A and B, like, I don't like to get
The ratio. So what did you get for the volume of A?
the 384.
Pi?
Yeah,
What did you get for B?
192.
192 pi.
Yeah.
So you just write 384 pi is to 1, right? Knock off the pi's, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then you have to find a number to simplify it, right? Both of them divide by what number? 384 and 192. They both divide by 2. So divide them both by 2. And when you do that, they'll divide by 2 again. And then you'll find something else that they both divide by. So keep cancelling them down.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes? Say that again? A and B separately, yeah, because they asked you to. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Will I correct or do you want another minute? 1 more minute, right. But by the same number, yeah, to simplify it.
But can you do it as many times as you want?
As many times as you want. Until it's a simple, ratio is like a fraction, you should always give it in its simplest form.
Yeah. How did you, like, I figured it out from that, like, how do you normally do it? You put it over a function
So you've,
to get, like,
did you get 384 is to 192,
yeah.
right? Do you know the easiest way to do that is to put 384 divided by 192 into your calculator.
And I got 2.
Yeah, and it's 2 is to 1.
Yeah.
You know, your answer should be a fraction, and if your answer is a whole number, it's 2 over 1. So you write that as 2 is to 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, if the answer is, if it's divided 3, it would be 3 to 1.
Yeah, yeah. And if you ended up with 3 over 2,
Yeah.
it would be 3 is to 2. Okay? Yeah. 2 multiplied by pi, multiplied by r, multiplied by h. Right, girls? The fact that you're all chatting means it's you're ready for correction. Okay, it says this was A and this was B. Unfortunately, in the book, unfortunately in the book, they put B first and A second, right? Okay, just to see if you're paying attention. So here, this is pi multiplied by, R is 4 squared multiplied by 6. 4 squared is 16, 6 by 16 is 96 pi. Have I done something wrong there? Oh yeah, sorry, the height is 12 there, isn't it? Sorry, so that should be by 12. Okay, and when you do that, you'll get 192 pi. Right, over here, it's pi multiplied by 8 squared multiplied by 6, and when you put that into your calculator, you'll get 384 pi. Sorry? Yeah? Is that us already? God. Pi's cancel, and you simplify this. So your ratio is 192 is to 384, right? Okay. So what I was saying to the girls is you can actually put that in as a fraction into your calculator and press equals, and the answer will come out as 1 is to a half, which you can write as 1 is to 2. Right, okay, I've decided I'm giving you homework off this weekend because it's the calm before the storm. Right, okay, because you'll be flat out for the next 2 weeks. Sorry, you have 2 is to 1 because you did. Yeah, sure, I then multiplied wrong, have I?
No, you have it right, but I put it in, it's 2b is to 1a. Is that okay?
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, great. Right, okay. Right, bye now.